2009, we made history with the election of President Barack Obama. He called us to service as there remains much work to do to end unemployment, poverty, and crime in our communities. There's so many books on how we can accomplish this. But this year, everyone's raving about this summer's hottest new book, The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America by Chicago's own Emmanuel Barbee. A graduate of Northeastern Illinois University, Barbee addresses key ways we back our families and communities. But unlike so many other books on this topic, Barbee captivates his reader, presenting solutions through a riveting life story. It's entertaining, it's different, it's exciting. The perfect book club selection. Don't be left out. Get your copy of The Solution for Black America, Reclaiming, Rebuilding, and Restoring the Urban Ghettos in America. Order today at Amazon.com.
Greetings, family. Welcome to Help Stop the Genocide in American Ghettos podcast. I'm your host, Emmanuel Barbee. If you are new to this channel or podcast, then please subscribe and share our content with your friends. This will help grow our audience. I provide a written transcript in the group with the same name on Facebook for those of you who don't speak English. I also cite all of my sources under Show and Prove. You can find all the information under the About section on this YouTube channel. I use this platform to interact with everyone on my friends list and everyone in my social groups by giving Black business owners free airtime to promote their products and services. I give people in the faith community an opportunity to share the gospel of Jesus Christ, and law-abiding citizens an opportunity to share their special talents and skills on my show with my listeners from the podcast community. After the show, I offer my guest speakers an incentive by teaching them how to create their own podcast and YouTube channel to help them earn extra revenue during COVID-19. I also assist people on my friends list with creating basic websites, finding college scholarships and grants, housing, and legal services, all for free. Our goal this year is to raise $500,000 for our film project, Hood Liberator Made in Chicago, The War Against Willie Lynch Begins. I would like to thank those of you who have donated to our film project. I encourage people from my friends list and people in my social groups who want to be a part of our film project to please send me your email address to my Facebook inbox. We will hold a private conference through Google Meeting to discuss the best methods of reaching others via social media, people on their friends list, donors, and local businesses. Grassroots of Chicago, which is the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago, mission is to eradicate urban violence in Chicago through our programs and services. Our objective is to build a bridge between the diaspora and continental Africans through art, culture, and commerce. Grassroots of Chicago will be in the business of creating docudramas, short films, theater, photography, fine arts, music, poetry, literature, sculpture, dance, and spiritual development for inner city youth and their families. Once this virus is cleaned up, we plan on launching African tours in order for us to move from behind the computer and make real connections with our global Black family on the continent, starting in South Africa. I created GRCAM, the Grassroots Community Activist Movement, because I got tired of all of the division among Black people. I created GRCAM in 1991 on a site called Gopher. I wanted to create an organization that focused specifically on solving Black issues in America. I wanted to connect with other like-minded African Americans, Afro-Brazilians, Afro-Caribbeans, Afro-Europeans, Afro-immigrants, and Afro-Latinos throughout the diaspora. This is a podcast where we talk about solving Black issues, African issues, using a spiritual perspective as it pertains to the great awakening of our people that has been prophesied. Our objective is to get our film project fully funded and play it by ear during COVID-19. Once this virus is cleaned up, then we will shoot our film and promote our film in selected movie theaters and sell our DVDs together. We will put Gurkam on the map and turn my vision for Black America into reality. In 2021 and beyond, the grassroots community activist movement will be promoting a policy of global Black unity, ownership, and community support. Our objective is to be in a place where we own everything we consume and we support one another. We're reaching out to our group members and listeners and would like to encourage them to support our film project in 3 ways. They are as follows: through our virtual store, Gurkam merchandise such as COVID face masks, coffee mugs, posters, handbags, and t-shirts. All proceeds will go towards our film project. Secondly, through our nonprofit organization, Gurkai of Chicago, the Grassroots Community Activist Institute of Chicago PayPal page. Donations can be used as a tax write-off because this is a legitimate 501c3. All donations are tax deductible to the fullest extent of the law. Thirdly, you can support us by purchasing my revised book on Amazon through my author page. Keep in mind, community support is where we have to go, and please understand, when you supporting our YouTube channel or our podcast, you're supporting an independent Black network which will eventually employ Black people in our films, stage plays, and in our actual business. I need African entrepreneurs, especially in South Africa, to come on the show and promote their businesses and ministries to the diaspora and vice versa. Instructions on participation on the show this evening. Once I am done with my presentation, I will open up the virtual phone lines. First, watch my Facebook Live video called Side A. After I finish with my presentation, then I will open up the virtual phone lines. Just click on the phone icon to interact with me in real time through Facebook Messenger as a voice call for Q&A. This will be called Side B. With that being said, tonight's segment is entitled Minding Our Own Business for the Survival of Our Racial Group. This is an important discussion for tonight's program. Before I go into my presentation, family, I want to mention a new movie coming out about Chairman Fred Hampton called Judas and the Black Messiah, produced by Fruitville Station and Black Panther director Ryan Coogler. Will premiere at the 2021 Sundance Film Festival on February 12th. I mentioned Fred Hampton in my revised book. The FBI and the Chicago Police Department assassinated Black Panther Party Deputy Chairman Fred Hampton and Defense Captain Mark Clerk in a carefully planned raid. Survivors of the 4 a.m. raid were all jailed and charged with attempted murder on police officers, including Chairman Fred's partner Deborah Johnson, who was 8.5 months pregnant at the time. These assassinations are the most significant and indisputably proven political assassinations of U.S. citizens by the U.S. government. Today, in the midst of a new generation of the Black liberation movement, activists across the country still look to the legacy of Hampton's revolutionary leadership and organizing as they continue the fight against anti-Black state violence and repression. Given ongoing repression and anti-Blackness, this is apparent at every level of society. This work is just as significant and necessary today as it was in the freedom movements of the 1960s. We have to get into the mindset of obtaining power at the grassroots level. When you are assuming power, your job is to look at things from all aspects and figure out the solution. We have to start getting into the mindset of taking care of our business independently of the dominant society. If we don't, who else will? We talk about obtaining power. The question is, do we have the mindset to obtain power? When you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. We have to get into thinking about running our business so that we can know how to handle supply and demand, develop an infrastructure in order to maintain things, and have a network of people readily available. That's what I've been trying to teach our members in the grassroots community activist movement. I want GRCAM members to have a mindset of running successful Black businesses locally, nationally, and international. When we talk about power, we've got to start thinking in terms of ownership. I told you, Biden would overlook Black people while placing everyone else over us. Sure enough, Biden's first week in office, he signed 45 executive orders for everybody else except for Black people. Why is this happening? Because Black people are not organized. I hold the Black baby boomer generation responsible for this mess that we are in. We are still fighting old battles from the 60s. We don't have access to jobs, housing, or capital. Now, on top of that, we have to compete with 11 million new immigrants for resources, thanks to Black America. Our grandparents got caught up with chasing the American dream. During the Civil Rights era, Black people wanted to integrate and spend money in white establishments. We had our own business, but we started listening to Black political class. They didn't have our best interests. Integration only benefited the dominant society. I think Black people should have pulled their resources together and started their own bus company, as well as made business connections with Africa. I'm just saying. Black people and African people, we need to work together. We had enough of being oppressed, neo-colonial agenda and exploitation. The diaspora and continental Africans have to push for reparations. In order for Africa to repay its debt, European nations need to repay all of the things they have done. It's all documented in the history books. They also need to return all of Africa's artworks and artifacts. For those of you who mock us for being pro-Black, just understand you're mocking your own survival. If you don't support your advocates, you will have no advocates. Many of us who grew up in single-parent homes lack an inheritance from our parent. Without an inheritance, no power, no wealth, no resources are passed down. The younger generation is being forced to start over. You see, this is the reason why I created GRCAM. to connect with other like-minded black people and African people who care about doing something positive for our racial group. I don't want to stay another 29 years behind a computer. This is why my focus is on getting my story out to the public through a film in order to reach the global black family. I refuse to allow Black America to ignore my vision and plan to help our people in America, Africa, and the Caribbean/Brazil. Black America was successful in Liberia and Sierra Leone. I provided detailed information on my transcript under Show and Prove. The problem with black people remaining in America is that we are financially supporting our own oppression through our taxes. For example, we are paying road cops salary to harm and kill us. And that's the truth. The grassroots community activist movement have been telling our members it's time for us as black people to build a nation of our own, an African diaspora homeland in Africa. We encourage our members to apply for dual citizenship just like Jewish people whose homeland is Israel. We want to create satellite communities within our inner city so that African entrepreneurs can import goods to the black community. And also to help people that's, I would say, that's unable to leave the United States due to, I would say, maybe like something to do with child support. They might be behind in their child support payments. But they also might be felons, so stuff like that. When your people control the infrastructure, then the system can be fertile soil because the system supports you and the people are in charge. The system that we are trying to create will be beneficial to black men and black women because it's going to come from an Afrocentric perspective under a kingdom society. When you control the infrastructure, the system is a support system for the culture. We have to work together as black people to build this organization for our people in the 21st century. Land and infrastructure leads to nation building. We don't want to base our base of operation in America. We want it out of the financial elite's jurisdiction and away from their control. Israel is not in America. Every ethnic group have a homeland, and they do business and trade with their homeland. That's how they receive goods at a lower price and sell it in America here for a profit. We can do the same thing once we establish a homeland based in Africa. I created several groups, from Christian groups to social and political groups, in order to reach many people as possible and begin networking among ourselves. If you are still listening to Captain American Negroes and militant integrationists who don't know what infrastructure really means and don't know what nation building means, then by all means remain in America. Don't complain that you are being treated as a third and fourth class citizen, being treated like Standing Rock situation. You made your choice. Well, I'm going to open up the phone lines now. You can connect with me through Facebook Messenger as a voice call. And I just want people to specifically discuss the issues that I presented in my presentation. And, that's how I would like for us to focus on this evening. And I hope that I can get some callers. I'm I'm just trying to be real. I am. This is my way of trying to get that needle or get the ball rolling by doing these shows. Because I'm not interested in writing more and more books. I'm interested now in trying to do this film. And my film project is my last attempt to try to do something positive for our racial group here in America. And like I say, only reason why it's taking me so doggone long is because I lack the manpower and the capital. And again, God give us free will. Like I say, if it was up to me, everybody in my social groups would be on board, and this organization would have been up and running years ago. I must stick by the vision that my Creator has given me, and I'm not going to lower my standards. And I'm going to just do the best that I can to help those that want more out of life. A lot of our people have become Americanized, and that Willie Lynch mentality is strong. But once I get this business up and running here in the city of Chicago, I will declare war on this Willie Lynch mentality within our racial group through the business. And no one under my leadership will ever have to endure such unnecessary rejection and pushback and being overlooked for trying to do something positive in the black community. And also, I take this, for me, it's not business, this is personal. And so, I want to make sure that everyone that becomes full-fledged members and actually working within this Christian business, that we will help you reach your life goals, as mentioned in the revised book. But again, if you're serious about being part of this organization, I encourage you to at least purchase the ebook on Amazon.com for $9.99, or you can purchase the softcover book for $15 plus shipping and handling. Read my story. Read the whole book. And then if you have specific questions, I'll be willing to answer those questions for you. But my book is the foundation of this organization. And that's what my Creator, Yahshua/Jesus, he's the one that gave me the vision, and so he gets all the credit. But he gave it to me, and I claim ownership. And I'm going to run my Christian business the way I run my home, and that's going to be drama-free. Yes, we're going to, we as black people has been broken in terms of having our spirits crushed because of the legacy of slavery. We haven't completely healed from that. And we're not going to heal from that living in the United States. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and, like I say, open up these phone lines. And so I can get me some callers and hear what you have to say and answer your questions. But bottom line, I'm asking all my listeners out there to give my ideas a chance, because what's currently out there is not working. Black Americans have been marching and protesting for 52 years on that hamster wheel. I'm saying, get off that hamster wheel and join the grassroots community activist movement. Work with me and Sister Renee in turning my ideas into a reality. First, by helping fund our film project, so that way we can use our film to reach the masses. With that being said, I'm taking calls as as of right now.